Welcome to today's episode on how to real estate. And today we are talking about a little bit different topic. This is a local's guide to moving back to Tahlequah then versus now. It's different, guys. Tahlequah has changed. So let's jump in. So first off, whether you left for college, a career change, you married and moved away, and now you're thinking about moving back to be closer to family, friends, and just the nostalgia of the small hometown, it's important that you're aware of what the changes are from then to now. So some of the reasons why people are moving back. First off, again, they want to be closer to friends, family, that nostalgia that they had, and they understand small town living is different than wherever they had gone to. One of the big things that we're seeing is rising home prices in Fayetteville, Bentonville, some of the surrounding areas that we lost a lot of people to, Tulsa, Oklahoma City. And so people are choosing to move back. Now, housing in Tahlequah is not necessarily less, but the cost of living is still less than in those areas. Another reason that people are choosing to move back to Tahlequah is they're craving community, they're craving peace, and they're craving the outdoor areas that Tahlequah and Cherokee County have to offer. Just the beauty of green country. And believe me, this year, green country has been showing off. So let's get into some of the things that have changed in Tahlequah since you relocated. First off, the new subdivisions and new areas and even new elementary schools, completely different and changed based upon when you moved away. Knowing those areas is really important, and being aware that what might have been the neighborhood when you moved away might be considered a little bit dated at this point. So being aware that there are new subdivisions and having that information. Next, dining, coffee shops, and again, just in general places to shop. Total change. So that's probably one of the biggest things as people come to town and they're really, really surprised by how many new locations we have as far as not necessarily dining, but coffee shops and cute little boutique areas. And really those are what make Tahlequah so charming rather than having tons of these chain stores, which we do have new chain stores. Waffle House, not here yet, but could be. But definitely Whataburger is here, and that is something that really draws a lot of people. And believe it or not, Tahlequah now has 2 Brahms ice cream and dairy stores. We have 2 Sonics. That's big time. And we have 2 Taco Bells. Can't believe that. So we also have Chick-fil-A and we have Buffalo Wild Wings, which not a fan, but some of you really, really are. So we also are getting a new Wendy's, as that sounded like we had an old Wendy's, but we're getting a Wendy's that is being built. So yes, the chain stores are coming also, but be sure and check out all of the boutique stores because we love our small local businesses. Also, something that you want to be aware of is just the upgrades that we have to the small parks. The city has installed walking trails. We have pickleball courts. I was thinking, what are those called? Pickleball courts. And then upgrades to the schools. They've recently passed a bond that is going to be huge and make a great big difference for Tahlequah Public Schools. So we're really excited about that. But again, everything is leaning toward this community and outdoor space of being involved with the community, getting out, walking. The parks have been upgraded. And you really want to be aware of that. That's a great reason to consider moving back to Tahlequah. Other upgrades or new installations is the new softball fields that are going in. That's going to be amazing for Tahlequah economy because these travel ball teams spend a lot of money when they come in. They're typically in town for 2 to 3 days. That means housing. They're going to need to rent Airbnbs. They're going to need to rent hotel rooms, and they're going to eat and drink and spend money. So that's a great, great item. Also, our hospitals Tahlequah is getting a new hospital. It is WW Hastings, and that is for tribal members. However, that will bring new business and new people to Tahlequah, so that's going to be a great item also. Another upgrade that a lot of people are not aware of is that we have Lake Region fiber optics. So there's no more of this just only one choice or one option. We have basically fiber optics everywhere in Cherokee County, and that's either Lake Region fiber optics or Ozark Go. If you're not right in the city, you don't have to worry now about the old slow process of dial-up or whatever those crazy things were before. So these are upgrades where you can choose, which one works best for you. And believe me, it is very, very fast. It's a great product. Also, other additional upgrades, if you're moving here and you might have friends and family coming to visit with you, we have a ton of short-term rentals. So as far as like Airbnb options for friends and family who are coming to visit you, no problem, we've got you covered there. And even honestly, long-term lease options. We have new apartment buildings and a lot of new landlords who have really nice properties, everything from townhomes now to freestanding homes. So definitely a lot of upgrades that were not here possibly if you lived here 10 years ago or prior. So things to consider if you're thinking about moving back. Inventory and housing and prices now compared to 10 years ago. Again, I do want to be super honest, you're going to have sticker shock. What a home sold for 10 years ago compared to now. But here's the difference. The inventory that we have now, we actually do have inventory. 10 years ago in August, there was not any available housing because of the students moving, coming in for NSU. Now that's not really an issue. I haven't had anyone not be able to find a property for lease. Now, if you're purchasing and you have really, really specific needs, we do recommend that you start that process pretty much 90 days prior to when you're needing to make that move, because sometimes we still do have a shortage in certain price points. So just kind of keep that in mind. The other thing you want to think about is if a family member is still here, maybe your parents are still in Tahlequah and you're moving back to take over that, personal home, does that still fit for you? What worked for you when you were in college here or living at home in high school may not still work for you now. The great thing to keep in mind is the equity or the value of that home has increased exponentially. And so therefore we could help you sell that and then move you into something that was a better fit for you now compared to when you were in high school. And lastly is how the lifestyle actually aligns for you. Are you choosing to work from home? Some of these things that we've talked about, finding a new subdivision that's super quiet, maybe on the edge of town, has fiber optics, you can work from home and not have, all of the noise and slow internet or connection. So just being aware of how you want your lifestyle, what that looks like for you, and how Tahlequah could come together for you on that. Also, commuting, working remotely, or starting a local business. If you will be commuting somewhere, being aware that the Oklahoma Department of Transportation is redoing Highway 82, so it's going to be a very quick connection to 412, going to Tulsa, going to Fayetteville. Some of these areas that cost more to live there will be easier to access. There's also a huge ODOT project, Oklahoma Department of Transportation, going on south of Tahlequah, and that would be down to I-40. So all of a sudden, Tahlequah is going to be much easier to access. So if you are needing to get to Fort Smith, or, the Muskogee area, you're going to have more options as far as just road access points. And then also just advice for a smooth transition. Some of the things that you can do, obviously, I recommend that you hire a local Tahlequah agent who's very familiar, lives here, is a full-time agent, and really understands Tahlequah 10 years ago and Tahlequah now, so that they can help you kind of smoothly transition into the changes and ask you the right questions so that we know what lifestyle you're looking for, so we can help you find that quiet, off the beaten path home, or if you want to be downtown Tahlequah where everything's happening, what's available in those scenarios. Connect you with the community, school events, the chamber of commerce, chamber mixers, local churches, and then obviously just the gyms I always say gyms, it sounds like GEMS, but we have those too. But I'm talking about workout facilities, if that's something that you're interested in getting to know. Finding a local agent who is active in all of those areas and familiar with it can help shorten the process or the pain, because guys, moving is a big deal, and moving back into an area that you haven't been to in 10 years, connecting with an agent that can connect you to what you're needing will make it so much smoother. And then something else you want to think about is maybe considering some of the outlying areas, Holbert, Keys, Lowry. If you don't have to be right in the middle of Tahlequah, there are some good deals to be had in some of these smaller local communities. And again, they have access to all of these items too, and the commute would be very, very short to drive into town for any of these extras. So if you are thinking about coming back to Tahlequah, we're excited and we would love to assist you with that. And please reach out. As always, thank you for watching, and please like, follow, and share.